bird flu might see the country running short of eggs for the next 6 months or so. Eggs are one of the nature's superfoods, containing 13 essential vitamins and nutrients. Now, what does this mean for an average South African who would like to get these nutrients? To answer that, let's bring in dietitian Dr. Heather Legodi from the Health Professions Council of South Africa. Thank you so much for your time, Doctor. We do appreciate it. I, for one, am in complete panic because I have eggs almost every day, and there's actually a shortage. You are being told how many eggs you can buy, and apparently it's only going to get worse. What is the alternative for somebody who relies on eggs for protein and now won't be able to access them?
Thank you very much. And just to clarify, I'm from the University of Pretoria. I'm registered with the Health Professionals Council. Thank you for inviting me, and thank you to your viewers as well. Alternatives with the challenge that we are having with eggs at the moment would be things like cheese, which of course is more expensive, peanut butter, tofu as well. So those would be, and then baked beans are also a protein source.
Oh, I could never see myself eating tofu, but I guess I might have to. But what about the excess?
Yeah, because
yes.
nothing matches eggs, right? In a way, nothing really matches eggs, because eggs are a standard. We were taught that eggs are a standard for protein in nutrition. Nothing really matches eggs, just like breast milk.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's no alternative to breast milk or eggs. But what about the accessibility of eggs and the concern around that? I mean, you speak about cheese. You said it's a lot more expensive than eggs, which is a given. You know, baked beans might be an easier access, but I mean, people might not really necessarily access tofu or want to have tofu. The accessibility and the convenience of eggs, that's also a huge challenge, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Remember, the other option is peanut butter, right? So the accessibility of eggs is a challenge. And I think we have a double whammy on this one, because now it's bringing to light the challenge that we have, for example, for people who are food insecure. And for those, eggs are a low-cost protein source and very nutrient dense. So, and they are very bioavailable. So it is a challenge as to how do we make up for eggs as dietitians when we encourage mothers when they need to, or caregivers when they introduce protein to children. We say at least let them start with something like an egg.
I want you to maybe elaborate on the importance of having eggs in your diet. I mean, it's a little bit late to have this discussion because the shortage is expected to probably last for the next 6 to 12 months unless we get imported eggs into the country, which is obviously going to be at a higher cost. But the importance of having eggs in your diet, especially you know, I was having a conversation with the Competition Commission yesterday, and they were saying in lower income households, eggs is a staple. But I don't think it's just in lower income households, but it's more predominant in lower income households because it's easy and it's also inexpensive.
Yeah, definitely. Well, eggs is a very important source of protein. Like I mentioned, that it is sort of the standard for protein. It is high. They are also high in vitamins, minerals, essential fatty acids, phospholipids, the list goes on. Various bioactive components like antioxidants, for example. We also encourage the use of eggs when people are also on a weight loss. They are energy production. They contain all the nutrients that the body needs really to produce energy. They are good for the brain. They are good for the immune system as well. And they lower the risk of heart diseases. They are also healthy. We recommend them also for pregnant mothers, for strong muscles as well. So the list about eggs continues. They are also good for the skin, good for the brain, good for eyesight as well.
I want to speak about, I don't know if you can speak about this, Dr. Heather. There's a bit of panic that the eggs that are on the shelves at the moment aren't the safest to eat because of this avian flu. And I'm wondering if at all these eggs are at risk and if they are safe to eat. You know, if the egg is in whatever way, I don't want to use the word contaminated, but that probably is the right word, and then somebody eats that egg, will we be affected as humans, or should we not worry? Should we just, if we see the eggs, buy the eggs because we don't know when we're going to get them again?
You know what, the main thing is you rather be cautious, right, than risk, because the challenges with food poisoning, and if you get things like salmonella, so food safety is an important one. You would encourage that families maybe abstain from eggs. That's why in the vet industry at the moment, it is being controlled. They are also regulating the import and the export of eggs because of that. So we wouldn't encourage our communities, if it is clear that these eggs could be contaminated, we would say rather be safe than sorry, until the authorities guarantee the safety of the eggs.
But maybe we can elaborate a little bit on that, Doctor, because somebody who sees the eggs on the shelf might not know about any form of contamination, and because there is definitely panic buy that's starting at the moment, even though retailers have started rationing the amount of eggs one can buy. You know, I don't want to also create this panic that don't buy the eggs if you see them. Would you say as a doctor it's safe at the moment and we should just buy them if we need them and we include them into our diets?
The egg, the selling of eggs from on a retail level, they do have regulatory bodies that check for the safety of the eggs before they reach the shelves. So I would assume if they are in a shop or they are being sold in a retail store, they would then be safe. But I know that there are strict regulations at the moment that certain eggs from different provinces should not be transported across certain provinces, depending on where the avian flu preference is.
Okay, just lastly, Dr. Heather, I know you mentioned in the beginning, but let's just recap. So an alternative to eggs, even though you said there is no substitute for an egg, what would you recommend people look out for and try and include in their diets until this egg shortage is sorted out?
For the protein in eggs, definitely something like peanut butter, cheese, tofu, as we mentioned. For the micronutrients that are there, banana is also a good one that can be included in the diet as well, and different types of lentils or legumes.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much for your insights this evening. We do appreciate it. That was Dr. Heather Legodi from the University of Pretoria, just speaking about alternatives when it comes to eggs, given that there is going to be an egg shortage possibly for the next 6 to 12 months, unless all of this is sorted out.